Yeah.
Is it's only 30 seconds long, and she basically tells Joe Rogan she's seen actual evidence and they were, quote, not created by mankind. I actually can't show the video clip, I can only show the audio. So make sure you turn up your volume, and here's the first clip right here. Listen to this. This is powerful.
Yeah, so what I want to bring it back to evidence. You said that you've seen evidence. Like, what kind of evidence have you seen?
I have seen photos. I have seen.
What have you seen photos of?
So I was in a skiff, and I can't discuss all that was in a skiff, but what I can tell you is based on the photos that I've seen, I'm very confident that there's things out there that have not been created by mankind.
Wow. Okay, that's one. This is a longer. I mean, it's insane. How is nobody care? How is this just coming out now? This is the clip where. Okay, I've got one more clip. This is just blowing my mind. I'm sorry. This is her. Okay, this show was again back in August of 2025, so not that long ago, a little over 6 months ago, 7 months ago. Here is Paulina Luna just basically breaking the internet after claiming she has seen evidence of, quote, interdimensional beings, end quote, with credible people reporting, quote, movement outside of time and space. Check this out here.
I can also tell you, and this might sound crazy, but based on our investigations and stuff that we've seen, okay, there is definitely something that I think would rival what we know currently with physics, and a tech that potentially is out there that we don't have the ability to reproduce, because it would basically be like dropping a cell phone right off back during the time of maybe caveman. So like we just don't have the tech to develop it yet. What I can also tell you is based on our interviews, and this has been something that you can go back and watch with the congressional hearings, but I was actually able to ask some of the witnesses, you know, what are these things? And they keep saying interdimensional, and then when you talk about the interdimensional aspect of, you know, are these things pre-existing, maybe outside of what we currently know as our own dimension, that stuff can kind of all sound crazy, but at the end of the day, you know, my job as an investigator is to receive all the information, decipher it, and then ultimately from a congressional aspect, if you do have contractors that are withholding information or operating outside of the purview of the federal government, I mean, there's budgetary issues, but there's definitely something that I can tell you with confidence that exists that we don't know how to explain currently.
So when you say that it operates outside our understanding of physics, what specifically are you saying? Like what happened?
To, I guess, break it down in simple terms is that I think that some of the tech that exists, that whatever these things have, these energy things have,
energy things?
Yeah, well, they call them interdimensional beings. I think that they can actually operate through the time spaces that we currently have, and that's not something that I came up with on my own. That's based on stuff that we've seen. That's based on information that we've been told, and then also too, I think that there's this historical aspect of, you know, this gets into the deeper theories and concepts of religion, and I think the history that we currently know, and that kind of spins off into another topic of, you know, you have the modern day Bible, you have this aspect of Bibles that or books of the Bible that have been removed that explain and kind of touch on these topics. And I think that we're in a time and age where you have such a vast amount of information that we have access to via social media, via your cell phone, via the internet. And so it's really changing the way that we understand, you know, the origins of life and the spiritual reality that we know.
When you say interdimensional beings, that they know that these are interdimensional beings, how do they know that?
Based on testimony, would be based on witnesses that have come forward. But what I can tell
So
you
the
is
witnesses just were told that they were
no, that they've seen things. And what I can tell you without getting into classified conversations is that there have been incidences that I believe where very credible people have reported that there have been movement outside of time and space.
That's very vague.
Yeah, so look.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, look. Have I seen a portal open? No. Have I seen a spaceship? Personally, no. Have I seen evidence of this? Yes.
I have. I've seen one in person.
Documentation of aircraft that I believe were not made by mankind? Yes. Is there historical significance to this? Yes. Is there multiple events that go back to, I would argue, maybe even before the time of Christ that have documented this in text? Yes. So do I believe that the government has access to certain technology? Yes, to an extent. And I believe that certain contractors potentially have back engineered this tech. I think that that's what can explain the advancements that we're seeing. But I also believe that this is a dangerous level of hidden information from the American people, because if you have an aspect of the federal government, which I can tell you, I, with 2 other members of Congress, were denied access to information at Eglin Air Force Base pertaining to whistleblowers because of the fact, and we can get into that story and what happened at Eglin in a second, but we were denied access and told that we don't have security clearance or the read-in authority on a special access program. That's a problem, because I'm supposed to represent and be an investigative body, and you have then people who are unelected that are operating basically in secrecy, and that's a problem.
I mean, that's, you could almost argue, like, yeah, she can't really say a lot. She's obviously kind of hampered by confidentiality, but I believe her. I believe her 100%. I think she wanted to say more, but 2 interesting things I picked up there. Advancements that we're seeing today. They've reversed engineered this technology, defense contractors, et cetera, et cetera. That's why she said, quote, we see things. Rogan's totally right by saying this is totally vague. How do you know they're interdimensional beings and stuff? She can't divulge more. But man, is that
If you want to see the rest of it, go to Professor Nez on YouTube, his channel. Professor Nez. I can't remember who the congressperson lady was, but she was being interviewed by Joe Rogan.